to spend the next bit of time here talking about Trish Morse, who is attending virtually from Chicago. And Trish was managing editor of the American Naturalist from 2000 to 2020. So for a 2-decade span, she really was the, I was about to say person behind the curtain, but that's not even accurate because she was very much in front of the curtain. Trish was the friendly, smiling face of the society. Whenever you went to a conference, there was Trish at the desk, ready to talk to you about publishing, about really anything involving the society, science, publishing, etc., and just to be a friendly face to someone to speak with. And always one of the highlights of going to conferences for me was getting a chance to talk to Trish. And I think that's true for many people here. So as a bit of background, Trish really is a consummate professional editor. She has a PhD in literature and has a deep interest in history, and is, I don't think it's giving anything away to say she's enjoying her retirement, continuing work on a history book. If she wants to reveal the topic, that's her choice. I won't presume. And she was hired by Joe Travis in 2000. And Joe, in writing a letter of thanks to her on her retirement, commented that there's a handful of things that he feels like he really did right in his career, and there's a handful of things that he feels like he did that really mattered, and that the intersection of those, number one on the list is hiring Trish as managing editor of AmNat. So Trish's role was to interface with, she really did everything. She interfaced with authors. So when you submitted a paper, she would check over to make sure it was meeting our expectations for submission. She would shepherd it through onto the editor's desk. She would recruit the associate editors that we picked. She would reach out to reviewers and harass reviewers into completing things in a timely manner. She always had an eye out for getting things back to authors as quickly as possible. And at the same time, she was a coach and mentor and collaborator for us as editors and associate editors. I learned a great deal from her about how to do this job, and how to do so in both in terms of a timely manner and being very, very humane and attentive to the needs of the authors and the reviewers and the associate editors, and just trying to keep it very much focused on maintaining really, really strict professional standards while also being fundamentally a friendly, welcoming place academically. And I think that's too often it can feel like this is just a cog in a machine, but Trish really lent it simultaneously a degree of intense professionalism and humanity, for which we are all extraordinarily grateful. And I will say that, as somebody who started publishing in the American Naturalist in the early 2000s, she was my first point of contact with the society. And so really ranging from my first publications to becoming an associate editor and her coaching me through that process, to becoming editor-in-chief and working with me very closely through that. Trish also has been really a leader in helping the journal move into new directions. So, for example, the transition to requiring data repositories, which has turned out to be a very, very important feature of the journal that many other journals, some other journals adopted simultaneously. Many others have been slower to adopt. She was really a force in helping that happen. Same thing with the transition to double-blind review process. She really made sure that that happened and happened smoothly and well. And so there are many initiatives like this where the journal has been really a leader in how we go about publishing science. And Trish has been right at the forefront of all of those initiatives. And I think the way the journal works today is very, very much due to her. Trish also had another element, which was serving as, I'm not even quite sure how to describe this, but really making things happen for the society as well. This was not part of her job description. This was not anything that she was obliged to do, but she saw that we needed help, and she picked up and really helped to organize us. She's the one who still puts out the ASN newsletter. Well, not now that she's retired, but she was putting out the ASN newsletters. She was putting out reminders to the officers of the society that, well, you need to be doing such and such right now. You need to be putting out an announcement for this. You need to be choosing these awardees. And so she was our conscience and our reminder and our calendar, and so many things rolled into one that just made the society function and happen, for which we're just so immensely grateful. I want to open up a little bit. There are some other former editor-in-chiefs on the call, and I do want to give them an opportunity to weigh in. So if any of them are available, you are welcome to chime in and say a few words.
Sure, I'd love to. This is Judy Bronstein. Can you hear me, Dan?
Yes.
I was editor-in-chief immediately before Dan from, I think, 2013 to 2017. I only accepted the editor-in-chief position after getting assurances that Trish was not going to retire on my watch. Running a journal entails so much more than choosing the papers, right? Financial arrangements with the publishers, interactions with copy editors and printers, basically herding cats, ranging from authors to other editors to the society presidents. And journals in our field generally do this two ways. The old way is having a very long-term dedicated editor-in-chief who has basically given up their career to do this. Or else the modern mode, which is outsourcing to a company that probably has not even a dim awareness of the field, let alone the people in it, right? Well, AmNat went a third way, and this really came into full flower under Trish. She melded a society and journal into what we recognize today. She was this consummate editorial pro who got to know her publisher, her staff, her editors, and a surprising number of our authors personally, right? She's a coach, and I love that word that Dan used, because she coached all of us to do our jobs the right way. And I think it's really important. She established a level of trust with authors. She established personal relationships that translated to high professionalism. And that made our authors want to come back to us repeatedly because of the way they were treated and the way their work was treated by our journal. Every journal in our field wants a Trish. And even more, every journal in our field wanted Trish. She's renowned far beyond our own community of scholars, and we were lucky to get her and hugely fortunate to keep her for 20 years. But, maybe at this point, one of the most important things she did is she made institutional changes that made it possible for her innovations to continue. She personally trained our new managing editor, Owen Cook, and we're now absolutely thrilled to have him on board. We know that the journal will continue in good hands. So adieu, Trish. I'll see you in Tucson, which is a city you've come to like a great deal. And everybody, don't forget to welcome Owen. We're very, very lucky to have the transition that we do right now. So thanks a lot.
I'd just like to add briefly, I got to know Trish as editor-in-chief, and everything everybody just said is absolutely true. And we would all be in such a worse place if it weren't for Trish. And I hope we're not going to that worse place now. But I just wanted to turn the thing that maybe everybody doesn't see, as I think Dan mentioned it, but Trish has entirely, as a volunteer, not as part of her job, been the history and the continuity and the sort of brains and heart and soul behind the scenes for the society as a whole. She's comes for the last, I don't know how many years, she's come to all of the council meetings, and she's provided the continuity. And as people have said before, she's provided the conscience. She reminds us of things. But so many things that have happened from the society have sprung from comments that Trish has made, and her ideas and her integrity have made the society, not just the journal, better. And I just wanted to highlight that because it wasn't her job. She just did it because she's a good person who cares about us. And I just want to say we care deeply about her too in exchange. And so thank you, Trish. Thank you very, very much.
I'd like to jump in here if I can. This is Jonathan Lossis. I was the second editor-in-chief that Trish worked with. So sort of the other end of the spectrum from Judy's comments. I agree with everything that's been said before me. What really sticks out in my memory is 20 years ago, almost 18 years ago, when I became editor-in-chief, there was almost no online activity for journals in general. This was the dawn of the electronic publishing age. Every week, twice a week, I would get a packet this big in paper of all the manuscripts submitted and all the reviews that had come in. Manuscripts were sent as paper to reviewers. They came back, everything. There was online, there were no supplements or any of those other things. And the reason the Naturalist was, I think, at the forefront, certainly in our part of science and really among science journals in general, in pushing the online electronic frontiers. And that was because of Trish's enthusiasm and innovation and desire to do that. And so it was really because of Trish that we've gotten to where we are in that aspect of publishing. And that really, in addition to everything else that the others have said, sticks out in my memory when I was editor-in-chief about how Trish helped the journal stay at the forefront, be at the forefront.
So thank you. In the interest of staying on schedule, we are supposed to be wrapping up in a couple minutes. So I want to just say a couple quick words. As a thank you gift, the editors gave Trish copies of the first 4 volumes, originals of the American Naturalist, 1867 to 1870. They arrived at my house for a while, and I handled them and was just in awe of these things, and it was a little tough to let go of them myself. These amazing volumes, and so much fun to look through. If you haven't looked at original, you can find these online on JSTOR through the publisher. Read some of the early articles, they're amazing. And then there's an additional gift, which Trish is now supposed to open live in front of us. So I'll turn it over to Trish.
Okay, I guess I better unmute. And it was, I just want to say it was always totally my pleasure. And, it was, I will miss you guys and you're making me tear up. So, but, I totally enjoyed working with the society, or obviously I wouldn't have done it. Yeah, no, it's been great. And it's really great to make a difference. And I guess, that was one thing I wanted to say was to all the junior people that are out there. Yeah, one person can make a difference. And looking, Dan and Betty and I just worked on the history of the journal. It's really obvious how much difference a single person makes in coming in and making a thing work. So I hope you consider pitching in and working for the society. Okay, now I'll open. Ooh. Fancy Mylar. It's a box. It's another box. Oh, what fun. Oh, thank you. It's, oops. Oops. I don't know if you can see it. I'm getting reflections. It's a necklace with the snail logo.
And look on the back.
Oops. Oh, it says Trish Morse, Heart, Mind, and Soul of ASN 2000 to 2020. Now I'm tearing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have a lot of snail gear. So this is perfect. Thank you so much. And, you know, well, I'm not going to forget you guys, you know. It'll help me remember. Yeah. I don't know if I have much. Oh, so Dan said, so yeah, one reason I finally decided it was time is to finish this writing project I've had for a long time, which is I'm writing a history of how the experience in World War II changed my parents' lives. But I'm writing it as a history so that people understand, you know, what big historical events do to change the world around people and to change people. And this year has made it seem a lot more salient to talk about how large historical events change people's lives. So that's my project. That's all the books. And now I have a nice notebook from the grad students store to help take notes in. Yeah, and yeah, no, it's been, I will miss you all. It is very true. And yeah, I've enjoyed, I won't say every minute, but I've enjoyed the 20 years a lot. Yeah, it's just time to wrap up some other projects while I'm still, you know, in good shape. So I guess that's my speech. It's been great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to share one more slide then so that people can see. Oops, come on. That's what it looks like.
Oh, good. Yeah, because it's hanging a little low in the picture. Yeah. Yeah, it's really great. I will say one more thing while on the floor. One of the great things I did for the society was find this as the logo.
Yes.
Right.
When I was playing with the, I took over the webpage early on because, you know, it was in the early days and needed work. And it had no graphics at all. It was, you know, just text. And so I opened the early, you know, years of the journal poking around, and I came across the snail looking in the microscope, and I said, I love it. So I started putting it everywhere. And when society needed a logo, that was the universal choice. And the early volumes of the journal are the perfect gift, because I just love that early naturalist writing where people are just, you know, walking out into the woods and, you know, finding it all an adventure. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.